What's good, y'all? It's Sean P. the Bluff Guy. Hey! And I'm back again with another reaction stream. And today we are reacting to a video by content creator Ohara. Another video from Ohara, not Arthur, Library of Ohara, but Ohara. So yeah, today's video is titled "Why Sabo is Taking Vivi and Dragon to Save Luffy." It is another video that is sent to me by the loyal subscriber who is Cube. Appreciate it, Cube, for sending me content. Hey, any content is always appreciated. And how do you send it to me? Hey, you follow me you can send it to me through Instagram or Discord. And which leads me to my next point. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You can also send it to me on Twitter as well. You could message me on Twitter. Instagram, Twitter at BlumpGod, as well as my Facebook page at BlumpGod. And or if you're looking for a community, a One Piece community to be a part of, we got the One Piece Discord and the One Piece Facebook group. All the links will be in the descriptions, as well as if you're here, give your boy a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. We are doing a giveaway at 50 subscribers, and we're almost there. Like, we're right there too, guys. We're right there. Just a little bit more. And I will be giving away 2 straw hat pirate flags to 2 subscribers. You know, 1 each, of course. You know, both of y'all don't get 2. I'm just let me clarify that. So make sure you hit that like button. Again, let me say, hit that like button. You know, it helps the channel. It helps the videos, you know, get more exposure, and it helps the channel. And hit that subscribe button. Looking at the chat, we got Cube in the house. He said, "Logged on when you said my name. I've been summoned." Hey, I mean, you sent me the video, so I had to shout you out, you know? I had to shout you out. Appreciate you sending me the video. Again, got a little itch right there. Got a scratch, you know, around my ankle. You know, you ever get like a little itch on your ankle? Get that itch on your ankle, boy. Let me stop playing. Anyway, now that that's out the way, let's get to this video. The link to this video will also be in the description box, as well all my social network things that you guys need to know if you want to follow me and be up to date, or if you just want to send me some content. Another good place to send it to me, I don't know if I already said, if you want to send me videos, Discord is probably going to be the best place. You know, I would much rather you guys send me stuff on Discord. You know, you don't even have to send it to me on Discord. You could just post it in one of the Discord threads, and if it looks interesting, I might catch it. But if you really want me to do it, if it's something you really want me to talk about, you can message to me. You can message it to me on Discord, as well as Instagram and Twitter, but preferably Discord, please. Preferably Discord. But yeah, so let's get to the video. So based off the title, this is talking about Sabo taking Vivi and Dragon to go save Luffy. Now, again, I don't know what the context is, but I'm assuming there's going to be a point in the story, you know, based on this theory, there will be a point in the story where Luffy will either get captured or be in some type of trouble. You know, maybe from Blackbeard, maybe one of the Yonko, I don't know. You know, maybe the Marines. And Sabo will be the one to save Luffy, similar to how Luffy tried to save Ace, but more of reverse, where Luffy is being the one saved. And of course he doesn't die. You know, of course he isn't killed. So yeah, let's get into this video, guys. Let's get into this video. All right. So make sure you go check out go hit that link in the description box if you want to check out this video. Give Ohara a like. You know what I'm saying? You can even comment and say I sent you. You know, like and that'd be nice if you guys if you guys watch these videos and or if you guys are watching some of these videos with me and then if y'all like them, y'all could go to these content creators. But hey, I was watching this from such and such channel, the Bluff Guys channel, and really appreciate the content, or you could just go give them a like. You don't got to do that, I'm just saying that'd be cool though. But yes, I'm not saying you guys got to do that. But let's get to this video. We gotta all right, let's go, guys.
What do you think about Sabo and what has happened to him? What if I told you that he's bringing Vivi and the revolutionaries to Luffy right this moment? That he will be more important to the story than Ace, and that I've actually shed a tear while writing the script? Actually, on second thought, don't answer that last one. Okay, real talk for a second. As you know, the reason I love One Piece so much is not because of the fights or the powers or even the world building. All of these are absolutely fantastic, no question about it. But to me, what puts One Piece above other great works of fiction is its out of this world character writing. Not only does the story have one of the biggest cast of characters ever.
I kind of agree with that. Where he said he doesn't love One Piece for the fights, but I disagree with the world building. Like, I think to me the world building is one reason why I really love One Piece. The character, like the well-written characters, is another reason as well. But it's like the community of it. I think what really made me fall in love are like the theories, the world building, of course. I already said the world building and the character writing, but it's like everything Oda sets up, the foreshadowing to where, where people take stuff that happened early in the series and they create these theories from them. To me, that's dope. Like, it's hard to find an anime. Like, it's hard to name another anime where you could sit here and create theories all day, like multiple theories. Like, there's other anime where you can come up with theories, but the amount of theories that you could just sit there and find about One Piece. Like, if you just go on YouTube and there's probably theories I haven't heard of yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I've heard this theory yet, but there's theory like dating back to like when I really started watching, like following One Piece, which I forgot, it was like 2013ish, I think. 2012 I think I started watching I started. That's when my journey began, 2012. Because honestly, I was kind of like a lot of other detractors of One Piece. To me, it was too long. I didn't like the art style. But I was like, you know what? I think at that time I was watching Bleach and Hunter x Hunter. Like those were like the big series that I was really following. But I think at around that time, Bleach went on its hiatus. And Hunter x Hunter also went on a hiatus. So, I didn't really have nothing to watch. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to dive into some One Piece. I'm going to dive into One Piece. And it just, ever since then, I just fell in love with the series, Fell in love with it. I started trying to catch up and everything. And I think I caught up. When did I catch up? I think I caught up either like 2013 or 14. I can't remember. And I think I caught up around 2012 or 13. But yeah, because I think I started watching at the end of 2012. So it might have been 2013 that I caught up. But yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of late compared to some people. I wasn't there in the early days, and I can't say that I was there weekly during the Marineford. Like, I came in after Marineford and, some of the super moments, but I enjoyed binging it. Like, I was binging it. Like, I was binging One Piece, and, It was wonderful, you know. But I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have started in the beginning, you know, and I could have experienced leading up to A's death, and you know, I think a lot of the stuff that I seen would have hit way harder if I would have like started off in the beginning. But you know, it's still great moments, and they still hit hard for me at least. But yeah, that's pretty much my journey. But I think where it really like made me really addicted to the story is, you know, some of like the theories and you know, it's almost like when you digging into conspiracy theories, you know, it's just like a rabbit hole of of theories, right? It's just a rabbit hole, and I never really witnessed like a work of fiction that was that deep. You know, I never like I can't remember when I watched Naruto. I think started Naruto a little later after even One Piece, but but yeah, like Bleach. I love Hunter x Hunter, but I don't think it was even that complex and in depth as One Piece. Yu Yu Hakusho, one of my favorite anime of all time. It's like Yu Yu Hakusho for me is like the series that got me loving anime. Like Dragon Ball Z was probably the first anime that I fell in love with, but at that point in my life, that's all I like. You know, that's the only anime I've really watched. And sometimes I might watch like Inuyasha too, because you know I was watching Adult Swim. But Yu Yu Hakusho was like that show that made me say, "Dang, like there's more great anime out there besides Dragon Ball Z." You know, so after Yu Yu Hakusho came, I kind of start, you know, discovering other series. But yeah, so but for me, yeah, One Piece was a little later. Cause like I remember seeing the commercials on Adult Swim, and I see like, to me it was like these goofy looking characters. You know, you got Luffy who was stretching, and I'm like, dang man, that look goofy, bro. Like what? Like who will watch this? And until I actually dived into it, then I was like, oh, I see why people loved it. I do remember the commercials back in the day. I do remember the commercial. I might start doing. I'm gonna probably do sometime in the future. I'm gonna start doing streams where I talk about other anime as well. You know, or just have like I want to eventually get to a point maybe when my channel grows a little bit. I want to get to a point where I'm having streams where I'm just chatting with the subscribers, you know, where I'm chatting with you guys, and we're just talking about anime. And then maybe eventually I might start reaching out to other series, because there are some other series I want to talk about. Right now, in the beginning stages of my channel, though, I just really want to focus on One Piece, though. You know, at the beginning of this channel, I want to focus on One Piece. Keep it real, like super niched. But you know, because like I want to talk about like solo leveling. I don't know if anybody follows that. I need to catch up to it because I'm a bit behind. Like I stopped reading it for a little bit, and I was reading it like weekly when the chapters were dropping, but then I kind of stopped for some reason because like stuff, I was a little busier, and now I'm like a little bit behind, but I want to catch up to solo leveling, and I might eventually start doing streams about solo leveling, because I really solo leveling is probably one of my favorite like it's right now it's just the manga, or the manhwa, which is like a Korean version of manga, but there's no like anime for it yet. But bro, I'm telling you, when solo leveling get the anime, that's going to be off the chain, bro. I suggest, and I recommend solo leveling to anybody. But let me read this chat. I see Cube in the chat talking, and I don't mean leave you waiting for me to acknowledge you, Cube. So I'm gonna read these chats. All right, you said it's the ecosystem that Oda created. Exactly. You know, that's what makes it so great. It's an ecosystem. You're 100% right on that. Everything goes together. I started in 2003. Dang man, you was there early. You know, you was there early in the game. You know, but I think the anime started around either 1999 or 2000. I think because I know that the manga I think started in 1997, and I think the anime started around either 1999 or 2000. And so you're like right there at the beginning. Dang man. He said when I started the manga was when Shanks met with Whitebeard. Okay, that makes sense. And you said Century Shinobi. Oh, you talking about Yu Yu Hakusho? Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho was fire, bro. Yu Yu Hakusho is one of the goats, man. Yu Yu Hakusho and what the hell beeping so? Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter is the same author. Togashi. Yashiro Togashi. I think that's how you say it. I know it's Togashi. I forget his first name though. And he said, I prefer Yu Yu Hakusho to Hunter x Hunter since it has an ending. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Hunter x Hunter definitely has more potential though. But Hunter x Hunter is it's always on hiatus. You know, I don't, it's hard to even tell if Togashi is ever going to finish it. So, if it will ever get an ending. But I believe Hunter x Hunter is definitely, I believe Hunter x Hunter has more potential to be better. I think it expands on the world a lot better. And I feel as though Hunter x Hunter has better characters. But I like Yu Yu Hakusho. I think it has better main characters. Like the main characters are better than Hunter x Hunter because I like Yusuke more than I like Gon. I like Gon, but I like Yusuke more. And then you got Hihei, who's Kilo is kind of like Hihei, but I like Hihei better. And then you got Kuwabara, which I don't know. I guess you could compare Kuwabara with Liario, which I like Kuwabara more. And then you got Karama, and you could probably compare him with what's the guy? He got like the red eyes. I forget his name. He's part of Gon's crew. So yeah, I think Yu Yu Hakusho got better main characters, and then even some of the villains like Toguro or Senshui, like you said, or yeah. But Hunter x Hunter got a lot of more variety, and they got to me they got better side characters and stuff. Like I like Hisoka. They got Leoma or Lumi or whatever. Like Kilo was like I think all the characters are great in Hunter x Hunter. Most of them at least. Most of them. But you said, yep, it's a shame for Hunter x Hunter. And then it's nicely done. Yeah, and exactly. I love their. I think Hunter x Hunter possibly got one of the best power systems. Like how their powers work. How the abilities work. I think it probably has one of the best power systems in like shonen. How well it's fleshed out and how it works. So yeah, you said my top 3 villains when I was a kid was Sensui, Shinobi, Cell, and Orochimaru. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably say Cell was probably. I kind of like Boo when I was a kid. I kind of like Boo more when I was a kid, but I think Frieza is probably the best villain in Dragon Ball Z. As overall villain, like how well he was written. I think honestly, after the Frieza saga, I think Dragon Ball Z kind of declined. It was kind of just like the same, it was kind of like the same arc over and over, you know, where it was just like, oh, we got to defeat the next most powerful being, and you know, it was really no depth to it, but other than, oh, we just got to power up and defeat the next character who's more powerful than the last. You know, even though I'm not trying to, I did like Cell. I did like the Cell saga as well. You know, Boo, I like Boo, but you know, again, you know, it was almost rehashed to me. Hunter x Hunter have Hisoka and Crollo Lucifer. And he said, in my opinion, Dragon Ball and Naruto power system is the worst. I kind of disagree on Naruto. I think Naruto is fine, but you know, I don't think it's one of the best. You know, I would probably even say it might be. I think Naruto's power system I probably would put even over One Piece. You know, just because it's more fleshed out. It's a little better fleshed out and makes sense. Where, you know, but you know, again, when we found out more about dragon or devil fruits and hockey, you know, even though we're starting to get more expansion on hockey right now, like, so it could, you know, again, One Piece is still at a point where it could still, like, the power system could be better than Naruto, but yeah. But I do think Naruto's, after a while, like early Naruto, I thought the power system was great, but I think after a while it got a little convoluted. You know, like how chakra is, because you know, I really don't want to get into these other series right now. So you know, because we came to watch this this One Piece theory. But I'm gonna read your last one. You said Naruto had a great start, but then at the end the power system didn't make sense to me. Yeah, exactly. You know, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. You know, I agree with that. You know, I definitely agree with that. It started out great, but it got a little convoluted at the end. You know, to where they started kind of retconning some of some of the abilities. You know, but that's something I'm gonna have to get into another stream. But for now, let's get into this video. I already kind of talked enough, and we're not even a full minute into this video. We're not even a full minute into this video, and all we've been talking about is Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter, and Naruto. But yeah, anybody, I recommend y'all read Solo Leveling. It's epicness, and I'm telling you right now, when it becomes an anime. Madhouse. They need to get Madhouse to do Solo Leveling, because Solo Leveling gonna be Solo Leveling gonna be greatness. Probably Solo Leveling probably has my favorite protagonist in, like, you know, like anime, manga, you know, regardless of the country, you know. But yeah, let's continue.
But pretty much every single one of them has their own personality, development, and purpose in the story. Everyone feels like they belong into this world, and each and every one of them does their part to make One Piece the epic adventure it is. Which brings me back to Sabo. I've wanted to talk about Sabo for a while now because, in a weird way, he seems to be the odd one out here. Not just for me, but many others as well. The Amnesia plotline was not very well received. I mean, you can't tell me Sabo never saw an image of Ace
Nobody like that
before.
Amnesia,
and in many ways, Sabo's only role can easily be mistaken as a replacement for Ace. And objectively speaking, at this point in the story, if nothing else happened with him, I would go so far as to call him the only bad character in the story, because he doesn't really seem to contribute to Luffy's story. However, and this is where this video finally turns positive, I finally realized that by thinking this way, I might not only have judged Sabo's role in the story extremely prematurely, but even worse,
I disagree that him being the worst character, at least, especially presently. I think Weevil kind of is the worst character, because it's like, what's his purpose? You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure Oda's gonna give us something more about Weevil, but it's like, bro, like, he was introduced late and we still don't know nothing. Like and it's hard to like speculate what his purpose is. You know, I don't see him being a major villain in the arc. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he might be like one of those guys who comes at the end of like a different battle. You know, like maybe Luffy's fighting Big Mom or something in Outbath, and then Weevil shows up. You know, I don't know, but it's just I don't know what point Weevil has in the story. You know, so till now, at least at the moment, I would have to give it to Weevil. But I kind of get what he's saying about Sabo though.
We have actually drastically underestimated the potential Sabo has for Luffy and the endgame of the story overall. Hi, my name is Manu, and as an older brother myself, I think I've finally figured out what Sabo's character is all about, what has happened to him during the reverie, and what role he has to play at the end of the story. Despite being one of the most influential people in Luffy's life, I was surprised how late in the story Sabo was actually introduced. The first time we learn about his existence is during Luffy's flashback after the end of Marineford.
Sabo! Sabo, いるか?
I've seen a lot of people speculate that Oda just wrote Sabo into the story at that point on a whim, but I'm convinced that Sabo was part of Oda's plans right from the start, which is also why I'm not worried at all about him being a character with no purpose. Here is just some of the early foreshadowing by Oda. His first possible appearance might have been in chapter 99, where we see someone looking suspiciously like Sabo in the crowd as Buggy plans to execute Luffy. This would actually make further sense because it is also Dragon's first appearance in the story. Next, we have the flashback of Luffy and Ace.
I never noticed that, but again, I never really I didn't read Logtown in the manga, so you know, and I don't know if it, you know, you could find him in the anime. But Cube says I'm still waiting to see Green Bull because we haven't seen Green Bull. I will start to call Green Bull Green BS, Green Bush. I mean, I you know, with Green Bull, he just has yet to be revealed. That's all that really is, you know. But like, you know, the difference with Green Bull and Weevil is just Weevil was introduced, and he was kind of introduced as a big deal. Like people was like building him up to be like Whitebeard, and then he became a warlord, and it's like, okay, cool, we know this character now, but what's his purpose? Like, is he going to try to take revenge on the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates? And if so, it's like, who cares? I mean, I guess you could kind of care, but what does that got to do with like Luffy and the main story? Unless, like, let's say the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates eventually, you know, join the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, and the fact that they're under the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, that now he's kind of after, you know, the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, then okay, maybe I could see that. But again, like, it's just I can't figure, like, I can't even speculate what Weevil's purpose is. You know, like, at least with Green Bull, I think there's more speculation. It's like, you know, like, I could say, like, let's say when the Marines split, like, if they do split, like, because I already kind of theorized that they might split, you know, Fujitara, and I could see him going with like Sword and like the rebel Marines, right? But if that's the case, and even if Akainu is part of the rebel Marines, if, you know, like Sword in it, but if the Marines are going to need some high level Marines as well, some admirals that could sit there and almost keep that balance within the Marines side, you know. So that's why they gotta have these new admirals, you know. Plus they're kind of filling the position at that too. So, you know, they're filling the position that Aokiji, like when he left the Marines, and when Akainu got promoted, the only admiral left was Kizaru, right? So they had to get new admirals. So they got Fujitara, they got Green Bull, and Is there another one? I'm trying to think if there's another admiral. I'm gonna just say Green Bull, Fujitara, and Kizaru, but I feel like there's a fourth one that I'm forgetting. But maybe I'm just creating it. Ryo Goku, right? Or is that Green Bull? I don't know. That might be Green Bull. But yeah.
Sharing sake to become brothers, and as you can see in the top left corner, there is a third cup just barely visible. Another hint that hit me really hard when I realized what it meant was Ace's tattoo that we first get to see in Alabasta. At first glance, it looks like he found himself the world's worst tattoo artist that managed to misspell Ace with an S. But then we see Sabo set out to sea. It's not a strike-through as after all. Ace has literally tattooed Sabo's Jolly Roger on his arm as a tribute from the last time he saw his brother before seeing him die at the hands of the Celestial Dragons.
Bro, that's kind of messed up though. Instead of having Luffy, he gonna put Crybaby. C for Crybaby. That's that's messed up, man. Like why you gotta do my man Luffy like that, bro? Like that's forever gonna be on your. Like you gave Sabo that respect. He gave himself that respect. He even gave Whitebeard the E for Edward, but Luffy gets Crybaby. He gets C. Dang man, he did my dog dirty.
Gotta be real, I teared up a little bit when I heard that first time. I hope you agree that most likely Sabo was always part of Oda's plan. But what then is his purpose in the story? Is it merely being a replacement for Ace? And the answer to that is kinda, but not really, but definitely in a good way. Okay, so Sabo actually has 3 important roles in the story. For the first of these, we have to go back all the way to Luffy's childhood. Sabo shaped both Luffy and Ace into the great pirates that they later would become. Ace, suffering under his heritage, was always in a very dark place. It was only thanks to Sabo that he was able to find someone he could truly trust and forget his worries with. On top of this, Sabo served as the relaxed and positive moderator between him and Luffy, as both were very headstrong and impulsive. In my opinion, Sabo might well be part of the reason Luffy is so incredibly tolerant towards everyone. Even though they were living in poverty in the shadow of the nobles, Sabo, who was a noble himself, was just another friend and brother to Luffy. It taught our protagonist that a person is made by their actions and not by their heritage. Even better, since Sabo was well educated, he most likely contributed most of the knowledge that Luffy and Ace got as children. But most importantly, Sabo was one of the key factors that inspired both Luffy and Ace to become great pirates. Shanks was definitely a major driver for Luffy as well. However, I feel like it is this scene here, when Luffy learns about Sabo's death for the very first time, where a lot of Luffy's ideals and even his big dream can be traced back to. Luffy realizing that Sabo tried to become a pirate in order to find happiness is basically the premise for each and every one of his crewmates. He finds great people that, just like Sabo, have been in an incredibly dark spot their entire life and gives them true freedom and happiness by making them pirates of his crew. Luffy really goes out of his way to pull people out of their darkness because of Sabo's death and how he and Ace did not realize it, did not try.
I never really thought of it like that. Like Sabo kind of, because I do remember, like, especially as kids, Ace was pretty harsh with Luffy, because Ace was in such a dark place. But Sabo, but I do, like, I've always realized that Sabo has always been the more reasonable, big older brother between him and Ace, right? Like, Sabo always kind of like, defended Luffy and protected Luffy. So, but I never really looked at it as, him instilling that value within Luffy. But it does make sense though, now that he's kind of putting it together, it definitely does make sense. But yeah, but I always kind of looked at like, Sabo's point was kind of I don't want to say it was to die, but like especially when they thought he was dead as a kid, but it was like his death was more of that motivational factor for Luffy and Ace to be pirates. And like they always talked about it, but once Sabo went and tried and then he supposedly died, it was like that thing where it just kind of was like that click to where, yeah, we will definitely go out to sea and do this more as a we will definitely achieve our dreams as a memorial to Sabo, So it makes sense. I never looked at Sabo's existence in the story as like pointless, but I can kind of see why like him coming back from quote unquote the dead, how that could possibly make people feel like, okay, well, we thought he was dead, but he's not. So what's his purpose now that he's alive? I could see how some people would be like, wonder what's his point in coming back to life.
To help him escape his terrible family. This is of course also connected to Ace's death, where Luffy now feels as if he had failed to save not only one, but two brothers. And it's exactly that subtext that makes Luffy's reunion with Sabo so special. Now, the only arc where Sabo had a chance to showcase his current personality so far is Dressrosa. A big criticism I always hear is that Sabo is basically just Ace 2.0, and in a way, these people have a point. Both of them have similar cool older brother vibes, both are powerful members of two of the most influential groups in the story, and both go out of their way to make sure that Luffy can go his own way. Heck, Sabo actually eats Ace's devil fruit and uses some of his moves.
Yeah, man, Sabo was the only one who really... when you look at the meta no mi, when you look at the meta no mi, it's like that was Ace's devil fruit. So it was like Sabo kind of had to carry that torch and take Ace's old devil fruit, and he had to be the one who it was almost like inheriting that will of Ace almost. So yeah, in a way I kind of see why people would look at Sabo as like Ace 2.0, but I don't look at it as a bad thing. It's more like him carrying on Ace's will in his own way, So, and when you think of it, yeah, like he, like Ace was kind of the I don't want to say, he wasn't. I guess where the difference where Sabo was like the right hand of a big like trying to think of a word, a major character in the world, such as Dragon, and Ace was kind of like one of the right hands, I guess, of a big character such as Whitebeard. I mean, even though Marco was the right hand, and there was a couple other commanders who was probably ahead of Ace as well, but Whitebeard kind of looked at Ace probably a little more special. I don't want to say he looked at Ace more. Yeah, he kind of looked at him as like a little more special. Maybe he was the one Whitebeard kind of looked at as like the most potential, especially him being Goldie Rogers' son. So he kind of thought that Ace would be the one to be that spark in the world, be the one who's supposed to change the world. I guess Whitebeard kind of looked at Ace as like Joy Boy. Where I don't think nobody really look at Sabo as like Joy Boy, But Ace, Ace's death was kind of necessary to the story, because it was kind of like he kind of finalized. It was important for the Marines, I guess, because the Marines was always trying to kind of bury. They was trying to end Goldie Rogers' legacy. they already killed Goldie Roger, but his son was still there to carry on that legacy. So by killing Ace, that's when they, in a sense, buried, put to rest Goldie Roger's legacy for good, Unless Ace got like a child himself. Now, that'd be something, that'd be crazy if we find out that Ace has a child. Like right before he died, and then he could, maybe Uncle Luffy could, come take him under his wing or something. Uncle
However,
Luffy and
if you have
Sabo.
taken away anything from the many analysis videos I've made on One Piece so far, you will know that Sabo unites two important themes Oda uses: inherited will, as well as the concept of two sides of the same coin, where most elements of post-timeskip One Piece are mirrored and inverted versions of the pre-timeskip. I think it's no coincidence then that Sabo appears in Dressrosa, the arc that mirrors Alabasta in the first half of the Grand Line, where Ace made his first appearance as well.
Oh yeah, Ace also fought Smoker, and Sabo fought Fujitora. I wonder if he's going to say that, if he's going to bring that part up. How they both fought like high officers in the Marines.
Both arcs serve as setup for Luffy's relationship with his older brothers. That way, Oda could set up Ace's capture at Marineford and whatever has happened to Sabo at the Reverie. I'll get into that in a moment. But to me, saying that these two characters are the same is just not true. Both have their distinct personalities and differences. And even strength-wise, Sabo seems a lot more capable than Ace. He wields the Mera Mera no Mi easily right after eating it, is able to face off with an admiral, and in this scene right here, I'm pretty sure he uses Ryo to split the platform. A real beast. Both have their distinct emotional baggage. While Ace feels
In Ace's defense, though, Sabo, Ace was a lot younger at that time, right? Like, he was a lot younger, probably way weaker. Like, let's say Sabo and Ace progressed at the same time, right? They progressed at the same time. Ace pretty much stopped after Marineford, but Sabo kept going. So when he was able to get the meta no Mi, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have it at that point. He didn't have it mastered as good as Ace, but he was already so well versed in fighting and stuff. I don't believe it was hard for him to necessarily master it quicker, master it as quick as he did. But then he also had other things that other techniques and other fighting abilities that he had the opportunity to learn and master, that Ace didn't get a chance to really master because he died a lot younger than he should have, because Ace didn't have haki as far as we know, right? So maybe if Ace lived those 2 years, those 2 years and months maybe that we seen Sabo and Dressrosa, maybe Ace would have had haki and he might have had it mastered, and on top of his devil fruit, he would have been way better as well, And plus, I would also say Sabo probably had better training as well, because I feel as though Whitebeard, we never really seen Whitebeard training. Like we don't never really see these pirate crews train, but they fight a lot, right? So that's how they probably train, is in the middle of fights. But when we see the revolutionaries, we see them train, like they're actively training. You know what I'm saying? So like even when we seen that flashback with Robin, right? When Robin was fighting Black Maria, she was training with the revolutionaries, and they was like, hey, we got to teach Robin some other techniques that she can use, to add to her arsenal. She was training, she was training with Koala, Sabo, and what's the fisherman's name? It's like, it's like a simple name, like Puck or something. Like, I can't remember. Cube said Ace was weak and malnourished. He was locked up 10 days in Impel Down. That is true. That's true. But I'm talking about even like in Alabasta though. And yeah, you think about Alabasta. That was way early in the series. So, you know, but yeah. He said revealed by Oda that Ace had hockey. Okay. I mean, it's believable. It's believable. You know, it's just at that time, you know, we didn't really see hockey. Like we seen hockey, but you know, we was still kind of unaware. I think Oda was still he's probably like experimenting with it at that time. I don't know. But cause we seen like the admirals use hockey. Like when they was all standing up with their arms in the air to stop Whitebeard's attack. And they was pretty much doing the same thing that we seen what's his name? Shooting Morrow? Or I can't remember the big dude who is in charge of the Pacifista. Like he did the same thing, and he was using hockey, you know, because you know like he was hitting Luffy and he was hurting him. So Puck, or it's not Puck, Hack. I knew it was something with a CK at the like. I was thinking Puck, Pack, Huck, Hack. Like I couldn't remember. Man, sometimes bringing up old characters that you don't see often in the middle of a live stream, it's hard to just, you know, especially when I got other thoughts I'm trying to put together, and I'm kind of freestyling certain characters' names. You know, it's a little hard to, you know, find that name I'm reaching for. But let's continue.
Unwanted and hated by the world, Sabo blames himself for not being there for Ace and Luffy when they needed him the most. In his fight against the Marines, he seems to go a little bit psycho for a while until you realize that he is just very emotional and trying to protect Luffy no matter what. That, or he's just very ecstatic about having subscribed to this channel for more One Piece content every single week. Interestingly enough, Sabo becomes a little bit more like Ace when eating the Mera Mera no Mi, even sharing the same lines as Ace. Now, this could simply be a representation of Sabo inheriting Ace's will to watch over Luffy. But as I've speculated in my video on Devil Fruits here, it might very well be that Devil Fruits themselves store a bit of their previous owner's personality inside them. What really stands out to me though is...
Didn't you say that before, Cube, about like Devil Fruits? I felt as though you said that before. Either you or Eliz said something about like, you know, when you eat a devil fruit, you kind of get like previous personalities. Yeah, it just kind of made me think back. One of y'all said that. You know, I think it was you. Cube.
Is the moment that Luffy realizes Sabo is alive, and all that Sabo tries to do is lessen Luffy's own burden for not having saved Ace.
Arigato na, Luffy.
He actually thanks Luffy for being alive like 3 or 4 times, making sure that Luffy doesn't have any more survivor skills about Marineford. And speaking of Marineford, there is one really interesting detail there that I think you might like. You of course know that Akainu's real name is actually Sakazuki. But what you might not know is that Sakazuki has an actual meaning in Japanese. The reason his true name is so jarring is that Sakazuki is the Japanese word for a pact of brotherhood over sake cups, which is exactly what Ace, Sabo, and Luffy did to signify their brotherly bonds. Why would Oda choose that name? Well, when you think about it for a second, it actually really fits. While Akainu does kill Ace and takes one Sake Cup brother away from Luffy, Ace's death also cures Sabo's amnesia, giving the other Sake Cup brother back to him and passes his will onto Sabo. Sabo even stated that he felt Ace's spirit lift the fog in his mind as a way of guaranteeing that Luffy always had at least one brother looking out for him. And of course, it might foreshadow Akainu being involved with Sabo at some point in the story as well. So up to this point, I believe that Sabo has already contributed a lot to Luffy and to the story overall. But I personally think that the most important part of his arc is yet to come. And that brings us into the realm of speculation about what has happened at Marijo to Sabo.
そうに決まってるあのサボよありえなってブルバッターシ信じない落ち着け
One possibility is of course that Sabo has been killed. That would fit in with a theory I made about Kobe inheriting the Mera Mera no Mi, but even if Sabo were to die at some point, it surely wouldn't be off screen.
Yeah, I don't
Another
think Sabo
much
did.
more likely possibility, I think, is that Sabo has been captured and is about to be executed. Now, while this would admittedly be a little bit too similar to Ace's fate, it would give Luffy the chance to actually save a brother from the government this time, which I don't hate. However, I personally think that Oda is trying to trick us into believing one or the other. My personal favorite idea is that the government has taken out the King of Alabasta Cobra and also tried to get rid of Vivi in the process. This is supported by Imu picking her image during the reverie. And I think it would be quite likely that Sabo would have gone out of his way to save Vivi just as he saved Rebecca on Dressrosa and running away with her. As a result, the government could have blamed Cobra's death on Sabo, but would still want to keep the news from spreading that a revolutionary was able to infiltrate and escape Marijoa without being caught. Which I think would also explain all the shocked reactions to the newspaper. Remember this scene?
これ一応ルフィのビブルカード作っといた
いつの間に
かけらはもらってくよ
Sabo has a Vivre card of Luffy, and Vivi is bound to return to the crew at some point. So if both of them escape together from Marijoa and Sabo can sense Luffy's Vivre card burning up during his fight on Wano, it would make sense for the pair to make their way towards the Straw Hats, maybe even bringing the rest of the Revolutionary Army along to battle the Marines coming to Wano as well. However, Sabo reuniting with Luffy would have an additional meaning as well. Remember how all his attacks are dragon-based? Well, Sabo is literally the right hand of Dragon himself. And we know that Luffy has no relationship with his father whatsoever. However, Sabo was raised by Dragon instead, and he grew up with Luffy, so who better to bring these two together than Luffy's older brother? And one thing I would really love to see is Sabo and Luffy visiting Ace's grave together at the end of the story. Or, if Luffy should make it, Sabo visiting both of their graves next to each other. I don't know why, but just thinking about that scene at the end of One Piece already puts tears in my eyes. If you don't want to cry now and rather learn why devil fruits may have a will of their own and why Sabo might have inherited Ace's will by eating his devil fruit, just click right on my face. I swear my eyes are just...
Alright, so Cube said, I think so too. Yeah, man. So I mean, but man, like that, I never really like considered the possibility of Sabo. Like I've considered a couple possibilities of like, you know, people coming to Wano, possibly helping Luffy, or not necessarily helping Luffy, but maybe doing something that does help Luffy in the long run, like maybe Blackbeard. I brought Blackbeard up, you know. I brought Gecko Moria, even though he would be with Blackbeard. You know, I mean, if Blackbeard was to go to Wano, it would be more for his personal gain. But that maybe admirals, maybe like Kizaru does show up in Wano. I don't know. Excuse me. But I never considered Sabo showing up in Wano, right? And what if he does and he does bring Dragon? right? If he brings dragon, that would be wild right there. Think about it. Dragon versus Kaido. Dragon versus a dragon. We got Monkey D. Dragon versus an actual dragon. That'd be wild right there. Just thinking of that possibilities. Like seeing Dragon's actual like fighting style, how he kind of like fights like a dragon, how they or just how the revolutionaries kind of fight like they do the old dragon claw thing. And bruh, like how would what y'all think? Who y'all think will win out of do y'all think Monkey D. Dragon is stronger than Kaido? Would he win in that battle? I think he would win, but mostly because Kaido has already been fighting a lot at this point, so Kaido is probably worn down to a point. If somebody new comes around, like somebody new and fresh, such as Blackbeard or Monkey D. Dragon shows up, like they would probably be able to put Kaido down at that point, or even the Marines or something, like one of the admirals show up. If like Kizaru shows up and tries to take out both the Yonko, I think they're both pretty. They've been fighting enough to where, they could possibly win and beat the two Yonko, or at least Kaido. If Big Mom doesn't indeed get defeated in this arc. I know a lot of people speculate and assume that Big Mom's arc where she gets put down is Elbaf. And that, I guess that could be the case because she has that history, so I guess that could definitely be the case. I've always been one to believe that she would get defeated in Elbaf, but at this point, like, unless she betrays Kaido, if she doesn't betray Kaido, she could actually get put down now. If her and Kaido could both be defeated, in this arc, but unless she ups and decides to leave and betray Kaido, and like she betrays Kaido and leave, then that's one thing. Let me look at the chat. He says, Cube says, when you think about it, Sabo isn't like Ace, so maybe he did manage to escape. I think there's a lot of ways that they are very similar, but there's also ways that they're different. So I guess that's how you look at it. If you look at it from their similarities, then yes, I could see someone thinking that they're, similar. Like the fact they got the same devil fruit. They both were like Luffy's older brother. They're both kind of like close to almost like right hand men or commanders to like a someone who's considered one of the most one of the strongest people in the world at currently. So I could see why a lot of people would definitely feel as though they are alike, but then there are differences. Their personalities are pretty different. Sabo is a lot more patient. He's always been a lot more patient. There's other differences. I can't really think of none at the moment. I think they do probably share a lot more like similarities than differences. But that's also because maybe we didn't really learn a lot about, we still don't know a lot about Sabo. But then you got the fact that Ace is the son of the Pirate King, where Sabo's more so the son of some irrelevant noble in Gold Kingdom, So, and the fact that Sabo comes from nobility where Ace doesn't. Well, unless you consider being the Pirate King's son as like a criminal nobility, then yeah, they could be, they are, different, but they share a lot of similarities. Q says, I think so, since until proven otherwise, he's Luffy's dad and Garp's son. Are you talking about Dragon beating Kaido? Like, is that why you say I think so? Like, you think he will be able to defeat Dragon or Kaido? He said he's got to be God tier. I always had the assumption he must have gotten captured since he's Ace's brother. I don't know, man. I as far as Dragon being God tier, again, man, like it's like one of those things where I'm a believer of I have to see it first. I have to see him be God tier in order to, say he's God tier. I don't like just I don't like assuming someone's stronger than what they might be, right? Unless they're hyped up to be that, then I'm gonna take it as so, kind of like how Oda has stated, like he's like the narrator, he's stated that if it's a 1v1, always bet on Kaido. He's always stated he's hyped up Kaido. But not many people have gotten actual hype as far as like the narrator saying it himself that look, 1v1 always bet on Kaido. It never said 1v1, sometimes bet on Kaido, or bet on Kaido unless it's, this person. It's always bet on Kaido. Not saying Kaido can't be defeated. It's just saying like, Kaido is more so, he's more likely going to win in a 1v1, and there was no like, unless it's Shanks or unless it's Whitebeard or something. It also builds him up to be the strongest creature. And I know a lot of people say, well, Whitebeard was the strongest man, Kaido's the strongest creature. But when you actually take creature for the literal definition, humans, we are creatures as well. You know what I'm saying? So if you say he's the strongest creature, that humans fall under that umbrella as well. So any animal would fall under that umbrella. So that itself kind of says that Kaido is, the strongest. But again, it's hype. I get it. It's hype. And but I take that more serious than people speculating someone being stronger. Just off of certain things, like when people say Shanks is stronger than Kaido because they had a confrontation and Shanks was the one to make it the Marineford. I attribute that to Shanks almost, Shanks being the diplomatic man he is, talking Kaido out of pursuing Whitebeard. You know what I'm saying? So, as well as, when they say, Shanks stopped the war, which Sengoku's the one who stopped the war. Let's get that out of the way. Sengoku had to pretty much give the command for everybody else to stop in order for the war to be done. Shanks more so put that threat there, you know what I'm saying? And Sengoku took it serious because it would have been stupid. Like, let's think logically here. It would have been stupid to fight a fresh Yonko and his crew after you just struggled to beat another Yonko and you got so many injured people. Like, you think of all the admirals other than maybe Kizaru and Sengoku and Garp. Everybody else in the Marines were pretty much spent. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been stupid to take on Shanks at that point. Sengoku just did the smart thing. It ain't like they were all fresh and Shanks said some stuff and they was like, oh, we're scared of Shanks. No. And I'm not downplaying Shanks because Shanks could very well be the strongest character, but it's just some of the logic behind why Shanks is the strongest character is what kind of made me say, no. I could kind of tear apart those, arguments, or not necessarily tear them apart, but I could kind of like say, I could give a reason to why, I could give a counter reason to why that reasoning is flawed. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I don't, and as far as Dragon, cause that's who you was talking about. I just gotta see something from Dragon, man. I don't know, I don't know if how strong he is. I'm not putting him at the top of the top of the top, you know, but I do think he's in the top echelon. I just don't know if he's just beating Kaido. A weak Kaido, yeah. A weak Kaido, I'll give you that. But to say he's God tier, I don't know. But yeah, let's continue. You said, I always had the assumption he must have gotten captured since he's Ace's brother. But maybe he's got the mental state to not get fooled and never backing out. Yeah, I thought he's been captured, but, you know, I don't know. You know, again, you know, the Marines are going to kind of reshape the narrative so they don't look stupid. So if they make it look like he escaped, it might kind of be a bad reflection on them. Kind of like what Ohara said in the video. You know, that part did make sense, but yeah, I'm with you on that. I always thought he might have been caught as well. All right. But maybe he's got the mental. I read that said Ace died because he couldn't back down from a challenge like Roger. Yeah. But I get that, but I kind of think it was Luffy's fault that Ace died. I don't think it was Ace not wanting to back down, because if I remember correctly, Luffy he kind of like you know lost his focus. Like he was looking at something. I think it might have been the Vivi card or something, but he was looking at something. Like he was like looking down at something, and then Akainu tried to attack Luffy, and then Ace stepped in front of him. So I think if Luffy was more focused, you know, even though I do attribute like they wouldn't have been in that situation if Ace didn't back down. So ultimately, yeah, it was Ace's fault. But even then, if Luffy was paying attention, I think Ace could have probably came out of that without dying. You know what I'm saying? Ace wouldn't have had to sacrifice himself to save Luffy if Luffy was paying attention. So I think it was a little of both on both hands. Ultimately, it was Ace because he should have just kept running, but Luffy should have been paying attention, and Ace wouldn't have had to sacrifice himself to save Luffy. But yeah, I agree with you though. I do agree with you. Ace should have just kept running. He said, yes, Dragon beating Kaido. I mean, look what Garp he's done or what Luffy has done. I get that, but Garp is not in his prime anymore. You know, that was Garp in his prime. That was Garp that was Garp in his prime. I don't think Garp at this point is beating Kaido. Even Garp in his prime, I don't know if Garp in his prime is definitively beating Kaido in his prime. Like Kaido in the Rocks when the Rocks fought Garp and Roger, Kaido wasn't in his prime at that point. You know, I don't believe. So, and again, Luffy is doing what he's doing to Kaido, but you gotta understand how far it took for Luffy to get to this point. How many L's he had to take, how many people had to fight Kaido and wear Kaido down in order for Luffy to even have a chance to be able to stand one-on-one with Kaido. You know what I'm saying? Kaido has been pretty much fighting nonstop since they got on the roof. You know, he's been fighting like almost nonstop at this point. You know, Luffy had time to recover and things like that. While Kaido was fighting the Scabbards, he was fighting all of the Supernova. He was fighting Yamato. He was fighting, you know, Luffy came back, and then he was fighting. I mean, it was a short little thing, but it was Ace. It was not Ace. Why I say it? It was Yamato, Momonosuke, and Luffy triple teaming at one point. You know, Kaido been doing a lot at this point. He's still not even. It's still no guarantee that, like, you know, he's gonna be beaten. You know, unless it's some outside interference. So Dragon, you know, at this point, who's to say Luffy's not on Dragon's level? You know what I'm saying? Who's to say Luffy hasn't surpassed Dragon at this point in fighting? So I don't know if it's a definitive Dragon. Again, we haven't seen anything from Dragon. You know, and that's kind of my point. You're using, it's that speculation of, you know, like I like to use actual, you know, I believe in like facts and actual feats. You know, I haven't seen nothing from Dragon to believe that he could beat Kaido, especially a fresh Kaido. You know, I'm talking about a fresh Kaido, and we know how Luffy is. Luffy's like one of them guys who he just level up as he fights. You know. But yeah, I just gotta see something from Dragon first before I start saying like him beating Kaido. You know, I gotta see something from him. You know, but you said Dragon must be a powerhouse. Again, you know, I'm not saying he's not a powerhouse. I agree with you, he's a powerhouse. I definitely agree with you that he's a powerhouse. It's just a matter of, you know, him beating Kaido, you know, or any other Yonko in a 1v1, you know, like with no external circumstances, you know, like it's just two fresh opponents fighting each other, you know. And I said, like, if Dragon comes in at this point, I do think he'll beat Kaido because Kaido has been severely weakened at this point. You said, and Mihawk left. It's a huge loss. Yeah, Mihawk left, but again, Mihawk left during when Shanks showed up. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, Mihawk left is because, you know, it was that promise. Like he's like, or not that promise, but like that refusal to want to fight Shanks. That refusal to fight in the one-armed man. You know. Plus, him and Shanks are like friends. I don't think he wouldn't have to, you know, try to kill his friend. I mean, I know they fight each other, but I also think they that rivalry spawned like a friendship to where it's like there's no malice behind the rivalry. It's just two strong guys, like probably evenly strong guys that just like to go at it. And then when Shanks lost his arm, it was kind of like Mihawk was like, dang, man, I would feel dishonored if I beat a one-armed man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I get from Mihawk. I would feel dishonored if I had to sit here and beat a handicapped version of you. A handicapped version of my rival. It says, Sengoku took the right decision. The world government are the masters of the fake news. Exactly. Before even Luffy, Ace took a shot at Akainu because Akainu baited him. He should have ran. Luffy lost the Vivi card during the commotion. Yeah, and I know that I mean, you know, this was you previously said this, but again, you know, I believe that yes, Ace should have kept going, but at the same time, Luffy was in the middle of a battlefield. You got to pay attention. You know, I know he was chasing that Vivi card, but you gotta be paying attention, bro. And that was the one opening that Akainu took. Like, he was like, look, let me get Luffy, you know. And then when he tried to get Luffy, that's when Ace stepped in front of him. You know, who's to say that if Luffy never did that Ace would have been killed? You know. But ultimately, that whole situation panned out the way it did because Ace couldn't just leave, you know, because Ace got baited into it. So I do agree with you, but what I'm saying is Luffy should share some of that blame as well. That's what I was trying to say. Said, but is Kaido really in his prime? He's 60 years old. His prime should have been 49. But I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Is Kaido in his prime? How I see it, he's more in his prime than somebody like Garp. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's a good question. Is Kaido in his prime? You know, I know there was a point in Wano where in the manga where they said, I think after the Rocks Pirates, or maybe after his I think this might have been after his rivalry with Gecko Moria, they said that Kaido got stronger over the years. Or maybe it might have been after Oden. They said Kaido got stronger over the years. I can't remember when it was, but there's that, you know. So I don't know what Kaido's prime is. You know, you gotta also think of it like this. Kaido's not a human. He's like a ogre. He's like a oni, right? So a oni, their prime might be different from a human's prime. You know, like his prime might be way longer. You know, so and I think another thing with One Piece is primes last a little longer. Like some, you know, like normal humans like us, like in the real world, our prime is like our 20s to like mid 30s possibly. But in One Piece, I think like their primes be like their 40s to possibly their 50s or something, you know. So Kaido's prime might be like he might still be in his prime, honestly. I don't know. You know, him being an Oni, you know, he might keep getting stronger. I don't know, you know. But he said, I agree. He said, we need to see something. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not sitting here saying Dragon isn't possibly top 2 or even the strongest. I'm not saying Shanks ain't the strongest. All I'm saying is I need to see something before I come up with a definitive, okay, I do think Shanks is stronger than such and such, or I do think Dragon is stronger. You know, other than that, it's just a force. It's like a force, you're trying to force something, you know, you're trying to force Shanks to be the strongest because a couple cool moments of him or because of some mysterious thing. You know, at least with Kaido, he actually had hype from like Oda himself. You know, Kaido had hype from the narrator, you know, and to me, that's a feat for the narrator to sit there and say, look, if it's a one-on-one, you always bet on Kaido. That is an actual feat in my book. I mean, it's not like a feat that we see, but it's a, you know, for the narrator to say that, so the person who's giving like the inside details of what's going on, for the narrator to say that's meaningful. To me, that's meaningful. You know, that's like Oda saying that pretty much. You know, that's like Oda himself saying that. You know, I know a lot of people chalk it up to hype, but bro, that's like Oda himself saying this guy is at least one of the strongest, you know, at least like maybe top 3 possibly, you know. All right, but you said I agree with you though. Those 2 messages were from 5 minutes. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of reading the thing. I just wanted to readdress it, you know. You said Cube, however, have you seen the Sun Wukong MZ theory that has been flooding around? I don't think I have. There's a video, you know where to send it. If there's like a video, a good, like maybe find the best theory to that the best video to that theory, then, you know, maybe we could go over it. And then he said there's a huge lag tonight. They appear a few. I think it's just because I'm talking over it. It's not that they appearing late. It's just, you know, I'm getting to the messages a little late because I'm kind of talking a lot about, you know, some of the things you're saying. So by the time I'm done talking, you got a few more messages, and then I'm still playing catch up. So I don't, you know, I mean, there is a lag, but I don't think it's like nothing extra than normal. But so that's pretty much all I got, guys. So tomorrow I won't be streaming. That's why I streamed today, because I got a job going on tomorrow that I just kind of got today. So I was like, you know what? I was going to take a break today, but since I got a job tomorrow, I'm going to just take that break tomorrow. And I'm going to do a video for you guys today. And that's pretty much what that is. That's why I was like, you know, I'm going to do a video today. So tomorrow, there won't be a video. I got a job. I don't know how long that's going to last. Or I don't know how long that's going to go over. Cube says it's not worth the read, though. Okay, you know what I mean? If you don't think it's worth it, then you don't have to send it. But, you know, maybe I'll still check it out. Maybe maybe I'll just glance over it if you don't believe it's worth the read. But if you want me to, you could just send a theory. You don't have to send a video. You could just kind of tell me the ins and out of the theory, if that's what you want to do. If you don't think if there's any videos worth the theory or whatever. But yeah, so Wednesday, I will be streaming the final episode, the 8th episode to the Arthur Library of Ohara series, that Ultimate One Piece theory, and that theory, I think it's about an hour long, so hopefully it's not too much filler. We could just watch it full on through. I'll try to make sure the beginning of the stream I'm not rambling too much, so we could just get to the stream. Yeah, so that's pretty much the immediate future of what we will be doing. Everything after that we'll see when we get there. But yeah. Anyway, it's your boy Sean Peter Bluff guy. Hey. And yeah, so make sure you like the video or the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't. We are right there. We're right there at the we're at the precipice of 50 subscribers. It's like I could taste it. We're at that milestone. Let's get this milestone, because I'm telling you, once we hit this milestone and I give the prize away to whoever, I'm gonna be looking to find a new prize for the next milestone, because that's kind of my plan. I want to, every time we reach a milestone, my goal, like every time I set a milestone and we reach that, my goal is to give back to you guys. So yeah. Yeah, but we're at that 50. We're right there. And yeah, so make sure you follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, on my Facebook page. If you're looking for a One Piece community to be a part of, we got the One Piece Discord. We got the One Piece Facebook group. And you know what? Y'all probably, where are these things? They're in the description box. They're all linked in the description box. So make sure you go down and check that. On all of my videos, you can find these links. So yeah. If you want to send me a video to react to, you got a couple ways. You got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got the Facebook page you can message me on. But I would say the Discord is probably the best way, so yeah, share what you want me to react to, so yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good evening and a good Tuesday. Tomorrow, I hope y'all have a good day tomorrow as well. We should be back Wednesday for the finale of this mega thread that we've been following for Arthur, the Library of Ohara. Anyway, you guys have a good day. I'm out of here. Peace.